This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura Integra. $229 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our all-stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Oh, Sam, not again.
Initiating Daddy's back.
Go!
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink. Be the maestro of your own home.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura ADX. $239 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Welcome aboard. Good morning, boys and girls. It is a beautiful January 30th, 2026, a Friday here at Acura of Pembroke Pines, baby. Yes, sir. It is day number 19,006 since the Miami Dolphins were world champions. It is day number 8,789 since the Miami Hurricanes were national champions. Welcome aboard. Time to rock and roll out here in Pembroke Pines. Come on by 15601 Pines Boulevard, right off of I-75 and Pines. I kind of feel like I was around here just recently. I don't know what just recently. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so we are in our home away from home, which is Pembroke Pines. And thank you for joining us out here on the show. Come on by and say hi. Always appreciate it when some of you come by. So if you're in the Pembroke Pines area, working, cruising around, whatever it is, come on by. It's not as cold as I expected the Friday to be, but it's like Sean was telling me, the real cold front will hit us over the weekend, which is perfect because that's when I head north. And, you know, what's better than going to places that are going to be even colder than where you're currently at? You know, I mean, you know me, I'm dying to, you know, really enjoy the cold. So I want to move to Panama. Oh, man.
So,
yes.
The wife is dying to see snow. And she's like, well, there's a 20% it might hit. I'm like,
well, why don't you come
there's a
with
20%
us to
it might rain. I mean, like, I'm not driving all the way there to sit in some cold weather.
Oh, she wanted you to drive to like Jacksonville, Tallahassee.
She wanted where it possibly, you know, because again, you know, the forecaster said a possibility of snow, but it's only like 20%, which we know how the 20% works.
20%
There's 20% of rain every day here in South Florida. So
yeah.
I want a sure thing. If it's, but I'm also not going up into blizzard conditions either.
Yeah, the only good thing is, you know, which is bad, there's so much humidity nowadays in the air, and you know, it's like, because, you know, some people still don't understand about global warming. You know, they kind of talk about it and they go, well, you know, I thought global warming was over because it's cold. And it's kind of both. Global warming means that there's so much humidity in the air that your extremes of heat and cold are going to exist. That's what global warming means. So you will have extreme heat and you will have extreme cold because of all the humidity in the air. So there's a good chance that you could see the snow because we have so much humidity, especially here in Florida, you know, because we're a peninsula. We're surrounded by water. So yeah, I'm wondering if you know, if this weekend I'm gonna have a snow fight with my wife.
I don't know if it's gonna be that much.
I've already done that with
Maybe
my
you
wife.
grab it out of the air and fling it.
I did it in our honeymoon, actually. Ever tell you this story?
I don't think so.
So we're in our honeymoon, and so I already know how to ski. So I'm skiing, and you know, we're doing the blues and the yellows. Because I had learned, I went skiing earlier in my life, and I was a water skier anyway, so, and a skateboarder. So it's not like something that was, and a skater. So all that kind of stuff wasn't necessarily hard for me to, you know, adjust. So I'm skiing. My wife, she refuses to take lessons. So you know, I go, okay, well, I can show you what I know, you know, which I didn't take lessons. I just kind of, you know, we're guys. What do? We just learn on the fly. So she's falling all over the place. And, you know, every time she falls, I would be behind her and I'd come by and I'd ice her, you know? And so I'd end up like hitting her with a bunch of ice after. And so she was getting pissed at me. Yeah, because I was here and I was, you know, I know how to do that in skates and all that, and skiing and all that. So I could actually ski. I didn't have a problem with that. So it was kind of fun, you know. So but we had our snow fight and all that kind of stuff.
And
I thought you guys made snowballs and threw it at each
we
other.
did. We did that.
Showering her with
I
snow.
was showering her with snow besides the snow. Yeah, but we did the snow fight thing, but that's kind of boring. The skiing stuff was fun for me because I was coming around.
Especially since you could do it and she couldn't.
And she couldn't, you know what I mean? And she's the one falling. I'm not falling, you know what I'm saying? She's the one that's falling like every 5 seconds, Get up, get up. No, you got to do this. And you gotta teach her. She did get it. Because she's athletic, so she did end up getting it. So it was cool. But the first, like, I guess 2 trips through the mountains, the yellow, I think it was the yellows are the easiest one, and then blue. I think, is that how it goes? We did like 2 trips through the easier ones, the yellows, and then she got it, and then we were off and running, and we did the yellows and the blues the entire times. You know how I learned the first time? Did I ever tell you that story? So I had no idea.
I'm guessing from other stories, you probably just got thrown up on top of the hill and just figured it out.
Yeah, I did.
Because I remember your other stories.
I didn't understand
how to swim and everything else.
I didn't understand the whole yellow and black stuff and blue and double black. That was the first hill I ever tried. A double black. Hey, I'll go this way. And it was like this. Boom. And I hit it, and I went straight down, and I blah, 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 blah. And a ski was like 100 yards away from me. The other ski was like 30 yards away from me. My bib or whatever, the overall, because I had a jacket, I had an overall of a ski overall. One of the suspenders broke, and I had snow all the way into my nuts. It was brutal, dude. I lost my hat. I was like, another 10 yards away because I just rolled. I got lucky. I didn't even get injured or anything. I was young. I was probably 21 years old or something like that. So, your body in those days is flexible. You can move around. Now it happens to me, I probably would blow out everything. But so all that. And then I had to like collect myself and all that. And then I ended up, I had no choice. I couldn't get back up the hill anymore. So I had to go down the double black. So I had to learn that I had to go sideways to go down the double black. You know what I mean? And that forced me to actually learn how to ski right there and then. And by the time I got down to the double black, I was manhandling yellows and blues. Now, I had to retie the suspender, take all the snow out, find my hat, get everything. It was like I was like, what the hell did I just do? You know what I mean? And I was the only one. The other guys like didn't make the turn. I had them like, hey, let's go this way. And I was like, whoa, and I was done. And so, yeah, that was my first experience of skiing. Didn't get injured, got lucky. And then there was another part where then later on in the week, I was dominating. I go, oh, bro, I want to do the double black again. I said, hey, I did it the first day here, the first moment. I haven't done it again. So I go, okay, good. I said, I'm going, and I started off well. I started doing well, boom, boom, and then I got tripped up. I fall, and as I fall, I land directly on my back, and I start like just hauling ass, like bobsledding down that hill. Okay? Like, I mean, straight down that hill. I was doing, I don't know how many miles per hour. Okay? And I was just, and the last thing I was going to do is mess with it. I was just going, okay, at least I'm not rolling or anything. I'm just going to hold. And as I was getting down to the bottom of the black, I just was screaming, get out of the way. There are people crossing over because where the black meets, there are other hills meeting at the same time because they all meet to go to the gondola again and get back up again. So you've got people coming off a blue or a yellow or whatever, and I'm coming straight down like a bullet train, dude. Bullet train. That was funny. I didn't hit anything. I just eventually slowed down because, it just, yeah. I didn't hit anybody because I was like, oh. That was funny, man. That was funny. That was funny. Yeah. So, anyway, what can I tell you? All right. What else do we have going on? We got a bunch of stuff we could talk about. We got David Furones and Manny Navarro are going to join us. So we'll talk a little Dolphins, a little Hurricanes. So we'll get into everything going on with the Hurricanes because obviously they've done a nice job in the transfer portal. So we'll have the Big Cheese Miami.com NIL and recruiting report with the one and only Manny Navarro. All right. So we'll do that. Remember, hit the like button. All right. Very important. You can also hit the notification bell. That tells you when we go live. So you'll get the heads up. It'll tell you 30 minutes when we're going on. And then when we go live. So you'll have the heads up on that. So always have the notification bell hit. And you can also make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff there at the same time. All right. We had a massive dip yesterday. Went into the high 81s, low 82s in Bitcoin. I know the market also was tanking, and it is red again today. 106 down on the Dow. The S&P is down almost 9 points, and the Nasdaq is barely up a third of a point. So got all of that going on. We'll see. It looks like they're going to avert the shutdown. So we'll see. Well, at least for a couple of weeks, if they come to an agreement on the whole ice thing and all that. For that, if they do that, then they'll be fine. If not, all hell will break loose. Anyway, so all kinds of stuff going on. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. 786-618-1443. That is Alan Blanco. If your company corporation is looking for custom printing and embroidery, call them 786-618-1443. Save it on that cell phone. The Miami Dolphins have hired Nathaniel Hackett as the quarterback's coach. Interesting. The Seattle Seahawks, by the way, awake a 5-point favorite for the Super Bowl. The over and under is 45.5. Seattle is minus 230 on the money line. New England is plus 190. Last night on the hardwood, the Miami Heat got a win against the Bulls, 116-113. Larson was awesome, dude. He made some plays right at the end to lock that thing down. Powell led the way with 21. Bam with 20. Larson 15, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Jaime Jaquez, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. Saturday, they play Chicago. Sunday, they play Chicago. Monday, they play Chicago. Wednesday, they play Chicago. They play Chicago every day. No, see, the thing is that the NBA said, hey, we want to give you multiple looks at a play-in preview. Right. That's it. So we all know that these two are play-in preview, brothers. Like that's where they meet. That's who they are. They're play-in previews. So yesterday you started to watch the play-in preview series. And the Miami Heat won last night. We'll see what happens in the next two. The Blues, that's exactly what the Panthers suffered. The Blues last night, they lost right at the end, too. 5-4. Kachuk did have 2 goals and an assist. Yeah, Tarasov had 26 saves, did not play well. They've got Winnipeg on Saturday. Speaking of Saturday at 7:30 at Beyond Bankcard Field, Fort Lauderdale United are back in action. They are hosting Lexington SC. It is a part of 3 straight home games for them to start the second half of the season. Get your tickets at FTLUTD.com. And by the way, catch our interview with the head coach, Allie Rogers. I just spoke to her yesterday. I had a great conversation with her. It is now on the website. It is on the platform. It's also all over on social media. If you follow us on social media, the links are there too. So many ways to check out the interview and hit the like button and all that good stuff. We'd appreciate it immensely if you check out the interview. The head coach is excellent. And by the way, she's like the Pat Riley of women's soccer. She has she is just straight up sharp out there on the sidelines. Because I was talking even to her about my favorite. She has this satin-like ninja-like outfit. She goes, "You got great taste. That's the most expensive outfit I've had." Yeah, exactly. What is she going to wear tomorrow? Yeah, because she is always looking sharp, man, on the sidelines. Anyway, so check it out. Ali Rogers, good interview too. We got to talk about a lot of things, and I even brought up something kind of out on left field too. So check it out. Good interview. Always have good interviews with the ladies. Actually, she even found that she knows about. She's actually seen some of the interviews and she's enjoyed them too. So check it out. Even if you don't like soccer, just the human aspect of it all is what you'll enjoy about all the ladies. So check it out. What else do we have here? I see True Fin Fan is number 1 in the house. Says, what else? I must admit, I'm curious to see what the staff will look like. I don't need sexy. I need competence. I get you. Captain Saki out in Tarpon Springs. The Jaybird is in the house. He'll be at the match tomorrow for the Fort Lauderdale United. What's that? Yes. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You got to post on social media. It's your job because I'm going to be out of town. So it's your job now, Jay, to post how the coach is dressed on the sidelines on social medias. Let's see. Kosa is in the house. I'm starting to feel a bit warm and fuzzy about this new coaching staff. We can't get any worse, right? It's 30 years, bro. I'm in the car coming over, and I tune into Joe. And Joe, well, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but, they may not find their quarterback this year in the offseason. And I start laughing. It's like, Joe, they haven't found a quarterback in 30 years, bro. What are you talking about? They may not find it. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I don't know why people are afraid to tell you. I get it because a lot of you can't handle the truth. You know what I mean? It's like Jack Nicholson was right. Jack Nicholson was right years ago in A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth. So that's why, you hear him say, well, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. Or you hear the other show, oh, I don't want to talk about negative stuff. Well, I mean, unfortunately, that's what it is. You know what I mean? And guess what? I could go way out on a limb here and tell you, yeah, they're not finding a QB this year. There will be no future QB found this year. Of course not. Come on. I mean, they haven't found one in 30 years. This is not a great draft for it. You're in the 11th pick. You don't have a lot of money, whatever. And this is why the silly Malik Willis stuff is all talked about, because it's the only thing you can reach for as a topic. It's crazy. Really is. Go ahead.
For the fans, it should be the line right before he says, you want me on the wall. You need me on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny how people hold back the truth or something. Like, no, dude, tell people the truth. If they don't like it, well, too bad. But at least you're on the right side of history. And to me, that's what's more important. Instead of playing some stupid game and some shtick on the air because you're afraid to tell people the truth of how bad something actually is or how good it is or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't get, it's really easy to tell somebody how good it is. It's really hard to tell somebody how bad it is. It takes a bigger person to tell you that. Yes.
Isn't Anthony Kyle Campos the one that tells you about movies?
Sometimes, yes.
He just puts in there, I'm a huge movie buff, yet to watch A Few Good Men.
Oh, wow. Well,
am I missing out?
No, wait a minute. But no, I don't blame Anthony. Anthony's super young, dude. He's met.
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
all right,
Anthony, you're young, right? I've always gotten that impression because you constantly go back to watch stuff that's old, and so I get the impression from him.
Okay.
That I don't know. Let me see if he answers.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll let you know.
I'm pretty sure that he's a young guy that is willing to go back to actually see what happened in the past and how it was, so he can kind of learn about it. Because so he can handle the truth. Yeah. So, Vivinetti, of course, he's, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, all of us that have watched A Few Good Men, A Few Good Men is so good that you will watch it several times. That's how good it's like Shawshank Redemption. It's just one of those movies, dude, that you're just going to watch over again. Like when you run into it and you're not doing anything, you'd rather watch that movie than not do anything. Put it that way. And you'll go, okay, no, I this is a good amount of if I caught it halfway, okay, well, I'll watch half of it, and this is a good 45 minutes, an hour that I'm going to spend because I'm going to enjoy this. I hope we haven't gotten to the court part. It's kind of it's just kind of the way it is. So yeah. Anyway, what else do we have here? Kosa in the house. Big Johnson, Aquavision, Jeff in Long Island dealing with 6 degrees and wind chill. Yeah. Long Island, yeah, basically. Yeah. Basically. Alexis Palenzuela, Juan Rosa, Gus 1388. He says Coach Half is hiring a young staff with a lot of college and pro experience. That's a sign of huge youth talent movement on the way. No, but we'll get to that. Let's see. What else do we have here? All this Giannis talk is making my head hurt. Well, remember, the local guys, they need some bullshit to write about. So they'll write about Giannis. Plus, it's an easy write. It's an easy thing to talk about on radio and everything else that, we could trade this and that. And all these silly ass trades they're going to come up with, and they're going to waste their time. And Giannis is not going to come here, but he posted the picture when he was here at the arena. It was here at the new arena, right? Yeah, he's too young. Yeah, his mom posted it. And so they were at the new arena and, talking, showing them standing there and all that. So Miami will be brought into the picture, but they don't have the goods to make the trade anyways. But if they want to make the trade, it'll be a nice, really stupid trade. Again, honesty. Honesty is something that is really hard because I'm not sure how many people and I don't know how many writers or local people are telling you that's a stupid move to make for Giannis. I'm not sure how many. You know what I'm saying? So I'm willing to tell you, yeah, this is not first of all, they're going to lose out anyways because they always do. But if somehow or another they would be, unlucky enough to get the trade, it's going to end up blowing up in their face. Guaranteed. So, whatever, But hey, man, people will talk about it and they'll waste their time talking about it. James Vivinetti, TJ Superman, Dolphin Dave, Fitzgrass is checking in from Annapolis. Let's see. Jamie Zoria in San Jose. Hope you have a great weekend, my friend. Jaber says, great interview with Coach Ali Rogers. Thank you, sir. Hope she brings us another South Florida championship. Let's do it. These first 3 weeks are very important, man. Very important. They're only a couple points out of second place, much less the 4th spot of the playoffs. What else? Alexis says he took advantage and bought the dip. There you go. We all do. I am. I've been enjoying this entire dip, this whole consolidation period. This is a beautiful thing, dude. You know, it sucks because the way things are being run and the constant tariffs and on and off, and and then it's almost a shutdown, not a shutdown. It's you're going to go to war here, you're going to take over this, and it just shocks markets constantly, and it's really hard to do business. Audi just pulled out of a factory to open up here. They pulled out because Volkswagen, because Volkswagen's hurting so much, but they because of the tariffs, they can't really make the kind of profits that they would like and all that. So it's just, it's a real problem. It is what it is. But, this is the sad part is a lot of people get shocked and they sell and they don't hold on. And then some people like this gentleman there took advantage of the dip, and that's the smart people, the ones that are patient, and they just, okay, well, I'm using my discretionary income, not the money I need for my rent or mortgage or food or whatever, extra income. Instead of going to the movies, I'm going to put it in a Bitcoin or whatever, that stuff like that. Those are the smart people. And then they just patiently wait, and then eventually it's going to explode. And because, by the way, for those of you, thanks to R&M Contractors, as always, for all of our crypto segments, we love Ray and Mike, and give them a ring at 305-345-3649. Trump has named Kevin Warsh his next Fed chair. We'll start in May when Powell steps down. They're going to cut rates like crazy. And when that happens, assets are going to fly. Risk assets are going to fly. Bitcoin is one of them. PPI inflation came in today at 3.0. You know what they were expecting? 2.7. 3.0. That's hot. Core PPI rose to 3.3. They were expecting 2.9. Core PPI now is at the highest level since July of 25, and PPI inflation now is running hotter than expected, and it's going to keep on going. Why? They've already printed $2.5 trillion since they've been in office. They're at a faster pace than the last. It's nothing new. Every new president prints at a faster pace than the last president. And he's printing at a faster pace than Biden. Biden printed faster than Trump. Trump printed faster than Obama. Obama printed faster than George Bush Jr. This is nothing. This is normal. This is just, the parties will use it against each other. Oh, well, see, he's printing faster than Biden. And they were complaining about Biden. Well, yeah, well, Biden printed faster than Trump. And then Trump printed faster than Obama. It's just kind of the way it goes. They all play the same stupid game. It's just like, a hamster wheel. So they're going to keep printing. And he also has added the tariffs, which will also add to our inflation. I posted an article where it shows that we and the retailers end up paying 95% of all tariffs. So, it is what it is. It's not financial advice. Never has been, never will be. I can only tell you what I'm doing. I can only tell you what others are doing. Also, take advantage. This volatility is an opportunity. It continues to be a massive opportunity, especially with Bitcoin, because eventually there's only one dog that's going to win this race. And if you want to win this race, you better get the Bitcoin. There you go. We thank our friends at R&M Contractors. They know how to get it done. Ray and Mike, 305-345-3649. If you live in Dade and Broward, complete remodels, kitchen upgrades with appliances and all, impact windows and door installations, very important here in South Florida, in Florida, period. But these guys only do Dade and Broward. Waterproofing your terrace, your balcony, flood test report, very important, especially for condos. Ooh, doggy. And it helps also to get cheaper insurance. Bathroom upgrades, floor restorations, maintenance, stucco repairs. They do it all. And if you want to see how good their work is, go to RMC Fisher Island on Instagram, RMC Fisher Island, and the work will blow you away. If you want it done right, call my friends at R&M Contractors. Ask for Ray or Mike. All right. Let's see. Fitzgrass is going to go see Frank Caliendo tonight in Naples. He's a good dude, bro. I've had him on the show many times over the years. Good dude, man. Let's see. Think Blue Dodgers checking in from LA. Rosendo. Anthony Campos, 33, born in 91. Told you, he's a youngin'. Yeah. Chambi Campos is my cousin, which I know Chambi. You worked with him. I like to see the era having lived. Very interesting to me to see it all. Yep. And as I said yesterday, regret it because you should have been born young earlier because they were much better days, man. Much better days. Unfortunately. That's the part. That's the sad part, unfortunately. You got kids, right? Don't you? You feel it, right? You feel it also. Sucks. Brian Landis Frankie Fresco. Oh, do you feel the Dolphins will go after Malik Willis, and should they? No. I think they should. The Dolphins shouldn't go after Malik Willis because let's talk. I wasn't even going to talk about this at all, but I'm going to go the opposite way of all the lazy media people that we have in town that use all these stupid little topics because they just need to kind of get by with something, and whatever it is, what it is. I squash it all and move on. Let's squash this. Malik Willis started off really hot, never played like that again for the rest of the way this year. It was the first few passes, and then after that, it never played like that again. Malik Willis is still way green. Malik Willis needs a place that has a support system, not a place where you're transitioning, not a place where you kind of need a veteran quarterback, where the young guy kind of sits and watches, maybe plays a little bit here and there to kind of get some experience along the way, that kind of stuff. Why? You have no offense that is set in place. You just don't. You need receivers. Your offensive line is still kind of, I don't know who your offensive line coach is going to be, but you lost a damn good one in Butch Berry, because I've seen a lot of bad offensive line coaches here, and they're not easy to find last time I checked. So we'll see what you got. Your quarterback's coach just hired is Nathaniel Hackett, bro. Like, if you haven't seen the recent history of Nathaniel Hackett with the Jets or the Broncos, like, wow. I heard Joe talking about it because his dad was recruited by Nathaniel Hackett. So his son now is Nathaniel Hackett is now the coach here. And he was with Rodgers. The part he left out is Rodgers actually told Nathaniel Hackett to kind of go away towards the end of the Jets run. Like he silenced his ass. Even the guy that was in his corner also silenced him while he was in the Jets, which, Joe left out. But I get it. He has a relationship with the old man and all that, so he's kind of not going to be really objective about it. This is not the place for Malik Willis. If he wants to come here to take the money, great place. Fantastic place to come take the money. Okay? But to be quite honest, this is not the place to bring in a young quarterback right now. You're about to go into a serious transition. You're going to be cutting people left and right. Your team's not going to be very good next year. Why would you want a young quarterback in that environment? New system, transitioning offensive people in and out. You don't know who really is complete offensive line. Who are your receivers? What is going to happen? You have no idea. So to me, it makes zero sense to bring Malik Willis into this environment right now. And if I'm Malik Willis, I am looking for a much better environment where they have a support staff, where they have a pretty good team, and all they kind of need is a couple of pieces, and one of them is a quarterback. The Dolphins are not a couple of pieces away. We don't know if the Dolphins have a GM. We don't know if the Dolphins have the right head coach. We don't know if they have the right offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, special teams coach, offensive line coach. We have no idea. Everybody's unproven. And what we also know is it's not a very good team right now. And then you're going to have an influx of a whole bunch of rookies. This is not the environment to bring a young quarterback in, to be quite honest. This would be the worst place that he would come to, is Miami, because he just doesn't have the support system here to succeed. He's going to fail, and then it's going to look like a bad move, and maybe it is, and maybe it isn't, but the problem is because you never gave him the foundation, he's going to look bad here. In Green Bay, he has a foundation. He has something that is set traditionally for years. And so that's why Malik can transition a little bit better and survive and look a little better, because he has a support staff. So if I'm starting to think about teams around the league that need a quarterback and have a support staff but don't have that quarterback, and they're kind of, okay, I would look at Minnesota. I don't believe in JJ. They don't really have any depth there. Okay, I'm bringing in Malik, and I'm going to compete with JJ. I'm not paying JJ. He's a rookie. So there, and Minnesota has the support staff right away. He walks in. He's got a great offensive mind, an offense that is set, a defense that is set. All he has to do is try to be his best. And that's, if I'm Malik Willis, that's what I'm looking at. The worst place to come to is Miami. It's just lazy bullshit that the media uses because he comes from Green Bay and he's there, and then the bullshit in the press conference, like he saw him and all that. But if you really look at it football wise, it makes 0 sense to actually bring him aboard. 0 sense in this environment. Is David there? All right. So that's my 2 cents on that. All right, let's do it. Perfect timing. David Furones is ready to go. I guess I didn't send him a link. I thought I sent him a link. I sent him and Manny links. Saying he didn't. These writers, bro. Jesus. All right, let's get to our Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins repo.
All rise, football fans, as the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
Hi, doggy. How you doing? You doing good?
I'm doing good. I don't think I got a link, but I got something that's more important that I get at the end of every month from you. So it's all good.
That is true. That is true. And very consistent too. Anyway,
Yes.
What's it called? I want to get into, somebody just brought up the whole Malik Willis thing. And to me, it's kind of a lazy topic, because if you're a smart football team, we'll see if they're smart. The last place that you bring Malik Willis to is the place like this, a place that doesn't have any foundation. Everybody's unproven, from the general manager all the way to the coaches. We don't know how good they're going to be as a head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, whatever. All this stuff is unproven. You don't really have an offense in place. You don't have any structure. You're going to have a whole bunch of people transitioning out and in the first year or two, maybe. For me, I get why people go to the lazy route of Malik Willis, because he comes from Green Bay and they come from Green Bay, yada, 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 all that kind of stuff. And if I'm Malik Willis, I want to go to Minnesota. I want to go somewhere where they have more of a foundation where I can go to succeed. A young quarterback like that will fail here miserably, and it's going to look like a bad signing, and it may not be a bad signing. It may be just you didn't have the foundation to help him succeed. Like every quarterback needs a foundation to succeed, especially a young green quarterback. If I'm the Dolphins, can I draft like a project in the middle rounds, late rounds? Sure. Can I take a flyer on somebody that was cut or something like that out there? Sure, whatever. But I'm not spending a high pick or high money right now on a young guy when I don't have the foundation for him to succeed. To me, you're better off with a veteran coming in right now to deal with all the chaos that's going to go on. And then if you have a couple of young guys that you can work with, you'll work them in slowly in certain situations and try to work it. But right now, for me, if I'm the Dolphins, to start this whole thing off, I'm probably going with a veteran to kind of keep that position as level-headed as possible, not a Malik Willis who would have his head spinning in this place because they would demand so much from him since they need so much from that position in that offense. So your thoughts on the whole Malik Willis stuff?
It makes sense from a lot of ways, except two very critical ones. One you mentioned, and then the other one just being the salary cap situation that the Dolphins are in and the expected contract that Malik Willis will demand, and that he should go ahead and take on the open market if he can get it wherever he can. So based on those two factors, and one, it makes a lot more sense for the Dolphins starting off with a new regime to go ahead and bring in, you have Quinn Ewers under contract, and you're going to be running the same offense under Bobby Slowick. So that's good for him and for his development, especially since he was running a lot of those same elements at Texas. And that was part of the reason why he was brought into Mike McDaniel's system. And now Bobby Slowick can take him in and keep it going with the momentum that they've had in developing Ewers. And then you have a competition where more likely it'll be someone in the draft, maybe the mid rounds, where you can just have a couple of young guys trying to go at it in a year where there aren't many expectations. And then two, you're probably moving on from Tua Tagovailoa. You're going to take on the huge dead cap hit one way or the other, whether it's the $99 million of taking it all at once or the $67 million of making it a post-June 1 cut and then splitting it over this year and then a third of it for next offseason. So once you're in that situation and you're just not going to have the funds available to go bring in a Malik Willis who is this backup in Green Bay, who is a fringe starter, who is going to command some a decent pay increase. It just doesn't make sense, especially for a team that starting off will try to be getting out of this cap hell instead of just adding on to the liabilities against the salary cap. So,
and by the way, if you look at his run there this year in Green Bay, it was the first few passes that were awesome. He never played like that again. He played all right, but it wasn't like gangbusters or anything like that. It was just the first few passes that he was able to, connect on some big shots, but he wasn't really doing that constantly, overall. So I just think it's overhyped. And I just think it's just lazy links that, okay, well, he comes from Green Bay and these guys are Green Bay and, they're doing a lot of stuff Green Bay. But you added more stuff to it all on the financial side of it, which I didn't even get into on that. It just makes it. And by the way, if it becomes a bad thing, you just added more dead money to your whole problem. That's why I don't have a problem with drafting a kid in the middle to late rounds, because you're not paying shit for that kid. So if he works out or if he doesn't, whatever, bro, you cut him. But if you end up taking what is it, like $30 million he's going to ask for per year, apparently, right?
Probably. I mean, there's a range where it could, but I mean, probably around there.
Yeah, I mean, I just, with all the money that you're going to take on now, all the cap hits that you're going to take on now, and the dead cap money, I just don't. I think you're better off using that money for foundational pieces instead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, which I think is the route that they're going to go. The John Eric Sullivan coming in, he even said it in his opening press conference, was the team will look at all avenues of player acquisition, but free agency being one that they could be more aggressive once they get into a good cap situation, which this team is not. That's not what he inherits right now. So it's going to be built through the draft early on. So you have a young quarterback in-house in Quinn Ewers. That's going to be one. You probably bring in a similar caliber quarterback to compete. Maybe it's in the mid rounds of the draft. Maybe it's a veteran in free agency that's, this fringe, this maybe a high end backup, whatever the case may be, who will get a chance to compete with Quinn Ewers for that job. And then you probably have them duke it out to start off, and then see what you got in one of them. See if one of them can take you forward as you then have more foundational pieces and try to build a winner in coming seasons. And then if not, maybe you're selecting quarterback high in next year's draft, or making then an aggressive move for a similar quarterback, like the way we've seen with Sam Darnold in recent off seasons, like Malik Willis is projected to be this offseason. And maybe down the road is once you're in a better salary cap situation, if you don't already have that quarterback from developing within, then that's when maybe you make an aggressive move like that in free agency or a trade.
And by the way, if I'm Malik Willis, I'm going for the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to say, if I'm his agent, I'm going for the Vikings. I'm going for the Houston Texans. I'm going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's like a couple of teams out there that may have a better supporting cast for you or an opportunity. Oh, hey, I'll go to Houston. If CJ struggles again, I'll take his job. If JJ over in Minnesota isn't the guy, I can take his job. You know what I mean? There are places that you can go to if you're Malik Willis where you might get a chance to actually play and you're in a better situation. Indianapolis does not have a starter at the beginning of the year. You can probably go there. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the list now of teams around the league. If I'm Malik Willis and his agent, I'm not going to Miami, even though I don't think it's a great idea anyways for Miami. I'm going to go somewhere where I may have a chance to play, and their team is already closer to a playoff team. They have much better support for me as a quarterback where I can succeed. And some of these places that I just mentioned are much better places for Malik Willis.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe even the Jets, they're going to have cap space.
Yeah, I know. They're
just based on the cap space. I
know, but Aaron Glenn looked like a disaster, bro.
Yeah. No, I get. Yeah, I get. So those other places have a better foundation. So now with the Steelers,
Atlanta, dude. Michael Penix is a sack of injury.
They already have two there right now.
Who's the two?
Well, because Kirk. Well, okay, because they move off Kirk Cousins with the.
Yeah, they're releasing him. They're releasing him. Yeah. They're releasing. They already did it with the whole contract thing. That was the signal that, hey, we're parting ways with you. They set it up that way, so he's gone. Michael Penix is another one, bro. All he ever does is blow a knee. So if I'm Malik, there's a whole bunch of other places that I would go to instead of Miami. You know what I mean? So both ways. If I'm Malik, it makes no sense to come to Miami. And if you're Miami, Malik doesn't make any sense for you either.
Yeah. I mean, there's reasons why it would be desirable. You've got Devon Achane back there. You've got Jalen Waddle to throw to. But it's just the way the Dolphins are going to try to build this is inside out. So they're going to prioritize the trenches first. Obviously, they understand quarterback is an important position, but I just see like whenever we start talking about would they go wide receiver or cornerback early in the draft? Which, hey, maybe if it's best player available, they can. But I just see them looking at the trenches, building a core inside the front seven, offense. That available in the draft is on the outside. Then maybe you take him with some free agency moves that help you build it inside. But yeah, I mean, Steelers, like you said, for Malik Willis. Hey, I remember my first mock draft because that was the first full offseason. I was on the beat when he was coming out through the draft, and then it was like, oh, you kind of got to put Kenny Pickett going to Pittsburgh because he comes out of Pitt. But I was like, man, Malik Willis would be a nice fit right there where they were picking. When I remember seeing Malik Willis in the Senior Bowl that year, and the combine. Well, not the combine. You're not seeing him in the combine, but going through the combine, whatever. And yeah, then it didn't turn out that way. But
that's Tomlin. That's Tomlin. He didn't want to run. He didn't want to run a more modern NFL offense. Whereas now you're going to see with McCarthy, you're going to see a more modern, whatever West Coast style offense, whatever you want to call it. But his version of it or whatever, the Green Bay
using the mobile quarterback.
Yeah, and move things around and all that. So that'll be more to his liking. This guy was so set on the Aaron Rodgers and the Ben Roethlisbergers, and that's who he wanted out of Mason Rudolph, and that's what he wanted out of Kenny Pickett and all that. He wanted a traditional offense. That's one thing that really kind of he had. It's amazing that he kept making it to the playoffs, but it's not surprising that he didn't advance anymore because he didn't adjust to what the league was doing. So whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, now with Mike McCarthy there, could that lure Aaron Rodgers back? And then if he has a prolonged decision to make, then how does that impact the Steelers if they make a move in free agency? Because I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to make a decision by the middle of March. So we kind of saw that play out last offseason. So we'll see how that all goes with them.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, the latest hires. What do you think? Nathaniel Hackett doesn't necessarily have the greatest reputation, and the aforementioned Aaron Rodgers, his buddy, he even kind of shunned him aside there towards the end of the Jets run too. So there's a little bit of a stank right now. The Slowick thing. You kind of got a guy that but really, you kind of really didn't have a long list. I see Butch Berry leaves. You couldn't keep him. He goes to work with Mike, and I get it. There's a familiarity. He's worked with Mike and all that kind of stuff. Plus, he's a West Coast guy. He's been on a lot of West Coast teams, so he might like it out there also. So I understand all of that kind of stuff, but it smells like a first-year coach that really doesn't have the reputation yet, so he kind of has to struggle to put together a staff. That's what it kind of looks like a little bit. Whether it works out or not, I have no idea, but it just kind of looks like, it's a little bit of a struggle for him right now.
Well, I mean, he's moving quickly, so, I mean, he seems very convicted in the guys he wants. It's not like, he's striking out on bringing in guys, and then it's like it's delaying the process, and it's taking super long to make all these hires. He seems from what I can take convicted in who he wants at different spots. He wanted to run this Shanahan offense, so Bobby Slowick, obviously someone who has done it before. Obviously, he had a little bit of a stank on him from the 1 year as Houston Texans offensive coordinator, had to come back down to a passing game coordinator, and then now we'll get his shot to get back.
But not heavy experience. It's not a large
he's still
resume.
young. He's still a young coach. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. He was on this fast track. Like, people wanted to bring him in for interviews for head coaching jobs and everything, and then he landed as an OC in Houston, and then kind of dipped back down through that season. Now he'll get another shot at it. Hackett, yeah, I mean, people are down on him because of the end with the Jets. Obviously, that bad year as his one shot as head coach with the Broncos, and we see what Sean Payton has built ever since he left. He was 4-11 that 1 year as a head coach. The 2 years with the Jets, you can't blame him for 23. Aaron Rodgers comes in and he tears his Achilles 4 plays in. 2024 obviously left a lot to be desired. When you have Aaron Rodgers healthy, you have a Garrett Wilson, you have a Breece Hall, you have a Devontae Adams. I know your offensive line was shuffling a lot, but you have this great defense on the other side, and you still can't get anything going. I mean, the Dolphins didn't look too good defensively the 2 times that Jets team played against them. But people are down on him now, but then I feel like a lot of times especially when you're in this quarterback's coach position after you've had the OC, you've had the head coach, then this is a nice opportunity to just get back down to this spot, and do something that he's more than capable of. I mean, let's also remember that he had Blake Bortles as quarterback with the 2017 Jaguars and a great defense on the other side. They made it to an AFC Championship game. So the first stint with the Packers, those offenses with Aaron Rodgers, they got to 3 straight NFC Championship games, 3 straight 13-win seasons with him and Matt LaFleur. Yeah, there's still a lot of bright spots on Hackett. I know people are down on him right now, but this is a good position, I think, to get back to quarterbacks coach. Although I did love Darrell Bevell, I always, thought highly of him as a quarterbacks coach. So now,
where's he land? Is he going over to McDaniel, or where's Bevell gone?
Yeah, I saw he was up for the Jets offensive coordinator job. He was one of the guys interviewing, which he did a couple years ago as well. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I haven't seen anything else since. But
I hope he gets a better job than the Jets. Oh God, that's a staff that'll be blown out next year because Aaron Glenn. Oh my God, I hope he improves because he really looked bad. It looked like a disaster. Although it's the Jets, so hopefully he does stay there for many years and is terrible. So actually, it's a good thing. Yeah, now that I think about it, it's the Jets, Aaron Glenn, they deserve that. So yeah, let's keep it that way. All right. When is Arizona going to make their decision? Because Miami will never be able to name their defensive coordinator until Arizona names their head coach. Do we know?
Seriously, man, these Cardinals are holding up everything, man. I mean, the Dolphins are going down to like defensive quality control coaches and everything, and they're still holding off on officially naming.
So, where you know what? I haven't fished, and I don't really care. But how come none of you beat guys have found out which guy? Because there's a dude sitting back there somewhere in this country going, I got the Dolphins defensive coordinator job and nobody knows, and it's like somebody's got the job. You know what I'm saying, right? Somebody's got the job. It's just we can't figure out who is that somebody that is unemployed and has that connection with Halfley. So have you been able to kind of figure out his past and who's unemployed at this moment?
Well, so, I mean, there's the possibility that it's the Packers linebackers coach, Sean Dugan, I think. It's spelled like Duggan, but I think it might be pronounced Dugan.
So Doogie Howser is taking over our defense. I like it.
Because, there were reports that the Packers are losing him, and then he's the one that it seems like whoever you ask, you can't get the confirmation. So it seems like all the sides are in cahoots to not – officially put it out there, but yet the Dolphins are hiring, like they just hired the linebackers coach out Washington from Notre Dame. All these assistants, while they still aren't naming the defensive coordinator. So it seems like he's the guy that he was a linebackers coach in Green Bay under Jeff Halfley as defensive coordinator, and now Halfley, who will be calling the plays on defense. It all makes sense as his name came up as one that the Packers are losing to the Dolphins, but yet. That's the one that when you try to find confirmation, you just can't get it. So it seems like all those sides are trying to keep that word down so that the Dolphins can work this game. And then can the Cardinals please just do this already so we can finally move on with our lives, because this is dragging on long.
Yeah, the Bidwells are they're notorious for being inadequate and goofballs. Yes. Clint Kubiak? No, that's for the Raiders. The Raiders are waiting for Clint Kubiak. Yeah, the Raiders are waiting for Clint Kubiak. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, they were waiting for that. All right. Follow him on Twitter at David Furones _. Make sure you catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, as always, great convo, my brother. Appreciate you. Have a warm weekend. All right?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Have a great weekend yourself.
You got it. There you go. The great David Furones. Welt and Rayom, proud sponsors of our program. And, of course, this segment, nobody better than Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. If you need lawyers that you can trust, that they're going to get the job done, 954-966-4646. Unfortunately, a lot of people are dealing with bankruptcy right now. And it's growing and growing and growing because debt is growing in our country. Credit card, Car repossessions are at an all-time high. They are the what's called like homeown buyers are backing out of deals like I think in the last 10 years. It's record amounts. Financial problems are happening. It can happen to me. It can happen to any of us. So if you're dealing with it, do not be embarrassed. We're all human beings and we all make mistakes. Welton Rayom can help you out. 954-966-4646 to get those creditors off your back. Homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. I tell you all the time, they have their own adjusters. Okay, so that way, if any damage happens to your property, they send their adjusters and then they call the insurance company on your behalf. You never have to deal with the insurance company. The only thing you're going to do is pick up a check at Welton Rayom's office. 954-966-4646. The consultation's completely free.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
There he is. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. That is Manny Navarro. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Feeling great. We are past the portal period, right? So the roster construction stuff is done and over with. There's no more rumors to chase, and spring football will be around the corner soon. So everything's going well.
Okay, so no more portal stuff. There's no more recruiting. There's no more ways of players getting out of their teams or anything else from here on out till next year. Is that what we're talking about for sure now? Is that how the system goes?
Well, that's the way it's set up to go, right? It's really set up to go in the sense that your roster movement is over and done with. The problem is coaches for the last several years have been accustomed to being able to add whatever is missing after spring football, right? And so technically the transfer portal window is closed, but we saw what Xavier Lucas did last year, correct? Right? Mm-hmm. He didn't get into the transfer portal. Wisconsin didn't want to let him in. So he bypassed the system and was able to swap schools. So I would assume that even though there's no transfer portal window, that at the end of spring football, you will still see some player movement across college football.
Okay. All right. Because legally they and some precedent was already set last year. So
correct.
That creates the window for everybody else to also exercise the same thing. Okay. All right. So that they're going to allow that. How's the whole Darian Mensah stuff? How's that whole transition gone so far? Everything else there. Are we locked in, loaded, everything ready to go?
Yeah, to my understanding, everything's locked in, ready to go. He obviously committed the other night, him and Cooper Barkate, basically hours after he got past his legal stuff. So it's just a matter of, officially signing, having all the court work, the suit processed, which finally happened, I think, a couple of days ago or a day ago. So I think we've reached that point where they will both be at the University of Miami and part of the team. So it's, dotting I's, crossing T's, that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right, good. And because of those additions, their ranking in the portal skyrocketed, right?
Yeah, up to number 4, even though they have a relatively small class. Number 12, I made them one of the 5 winners in the transfer portal this cycle, which, really, you go back to last year, they were winners too. So,
And they got a better quarterback too, right? I think they actually got the guy in between Cam and Beck now. Actually,
Yeah, I think he's right in between there, and I think he's a lot more similar to Cam Ward in the sense of just being able to get the ball where you want it to go in terms of arm strength. I think that's one thing with Carson Beck that probably wasn't talked about enough was his deep ball percentages and the fact that there were times, obviously even the national championship game, right, where he tried to go deep, and I don't think all of the arm strength was there. Obviously, when you undergo elbow surgery, you're going to have some ramifications, and I think if you saw Miami's offense this year and you watched them closely, there weren't many deep balls that he hit on compared to Cam Ward. And I think that's one element that Darian Metz is going to be able to bring back. And he's obviously got a special set of receivers to get the ball to.
Yeah, that's the cool thing, that not only did you were you able to acquire the guy, but I think you ended up getting an upgrade at that position. And to me, that is, and then you ended up getting a receiver along the way, which that just, wow, man, that's a beautiful 1-2 punch, because there's already a chemistry between those two guys. And now Malik, I mean, is going to make everybody, Malachi is going to make everybody's, job super easy as it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is so good, bro. So good.
Mensah has 4 receivers who played over 500 snaps last season and started at least 6 games or more. When you talk about Cam Vaughn, who they brought in from West Virginia, and Vendravius Jacobs, who comes over from South Carolina, those guys are all experienced, productive football players. So you have 4 elite receivers, really, in my book, coming back. Every year in college football, you talk about elite versus not elite. Like those guys, when you play that many snaps, you know what you're doing. You're blocking well down the field. You're being trusted to run the right routes. You're making plays. So you think about that. I mean, you go back to a couple years ago with Cam Ward. I don't think he had 4, proven quality guys. So this offense, you talk about Mark Fletcher coming back. You talk about Shamar Brown. This is as good an offense, I think, that they're going to have. The only question mark is offensive line.
Yeah, right. Offensive line. And what do we know about? I mean, but I know we know the Jackson kid's going to come in, and he's probably going to be playing. Who else are we watching them add?
Yeah, well, they also picked up Jamal Merriweather from Georgia, who's going into his 4th year. He has not played a lot of football. He's been a backup most of his career at Georgia, but again, he's a guy that they obviously did their homework on and saw enough to take a chance on him, to add an older guy. You got Matthew McCoy, who's started 28 games in his career. He'll be most likely one of the starting guards. You have Samson Okunlola, who's been the 5-star who played 493 snaps. Those are your sort of older vets, with Ryan Rodriguez, right, who's back for his 7th year or 6th
year, right?
Year.
Oh no, but it's Muhammad Torre's 8th year.
Muhammad Torre's 8th year. Ryan Rodriguez came in 21. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
I like it because
6th year. Yeah.
They've got players now that are going to have kids.
Yes.
And I was talking about this. Muhammad Torre is going to be the first player to file for AARP while he's still in college. So, I like that. I think it's kind of interesting that now we have players that can actually serve, an entire career in college now at this point. Although all kidding aside, that ended this year, right? This was like this is the last year that they can grab that extra year, right? Is that
the COVID year helped so many different people get to 6th, 7th, 8th years in the last few years. So this is basically it. And if you look at Mo Torre's situation, the guy had 2 serious knee injuries that cost him entire year. So on top of the COVID year, it's only right that he gets this extra year of eligibility and has a chance to play football 4 full years in college, and that's what this is. And so it's important that he's back. But the offensive line, to me, is the one area that I look at and I say, man, it would have been nice if they were able to get one more veteran guy, because you've got those 4 older guys, right? McCoy, Okunlola, Rodriguez, and Merriweather. But then after that, everybody else on this roster is class of 2025 or class of 2026. So you're going to have Cantwell, most likely the guy who jumps into the starting lineup, but you would just like to have a little bit of an older group on the offensive line. But again, Mario coaches that.
Yeah, but I trust those 2 some bitches when it comes to linemen. I mean, if Mirabal and Cristobal have those young guys there, I think there's going to be 1 or 2 or 3 of those guys are going to be pretty badasses right away.
Uh-huh.
You've got some of the best teachers. You've got some of the best eyes for offensive line play.
Mhm.
I'm actually the reverse of you. You have
Mhm.
enough veterans. You need a nice mix of young and if I didn't trust the people, then that's different. But we're talking about two guys that are they've got a beautiful eye for offensive line, dude.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
For
I just think like you talk about if you're picking weaknesses or you're looking at an area
Right, I
that
get
has
it.
the least
I get
amount
it.
of experience,
Experience.
that's it. Every other position, you got Motoya linebacker, so you have one dude who's played a whole lot of football. Everybody else is kind of young there too. So those two areas, if you had to pick one on offense, one on defense, where you don't maybe have as much experience depth, which
Right.
counts a lot, obviously, in today's college football world, that's it. But I thought they did fabulous otherwise in the transfer portal.
Well, listen, you just mentioned the aforementioned fake portal coming up in the spring. So,
Yes, you never know.
the other portal that's it's like a sliders portal from that show Sliders where they would go to another dimension. So it
Exactly.
kind of pops up there in the spring that sliders portal.
Yep.
And then they can pop out. All right, so give us the future. Look into the crystal ball of 2027 recruits. What do we got going on?
Yeah, right now, I mean, you've got 4 commitments in this class. Miami's been very, very busy going out and visiting guys across the country the last week and a half. I'm sure if you've been following these guys on Twitter, everybody's tweeting a photo of themselves with Mario Cristobal or one of his assistant coaches. So they're very, very busy in the scouting phase right now. But in terms of actual commitments, not a huge class yet. We know that the summertime, I've had people ask me, that's why I wanted to make sure we brought this up, because people are like, what are they doing in 27? What's going on? What's next? I'm just like, dude, like they just got through the heavy visit period, basically, is what they're in the middle of right now. And yes, they don't have a lot of commitments, but that's going to happen here in the next few months. You know, the guys are going to come into spring football. So I think the number one thing is, what do they do at quarterback, right? Because you've gone 3 straight years of taking a proven guy out of the portal. And what does that do? Well, that affects you on the recruiting trail, because what happens is high school quarterbacks start to say, well, why am I going to sign up and go there if I'm not going to play? They're just going to recruit over me every single year.
That's why Luke has to be the guy next year, man. So I mean, I hope he's good enough for it, but if he is, you know,
Mhm.
you got to throw that carrot out there that if we find you and you're the right guy, we'll keep you here and we'll play you for several years. But because you are kind of playing with fire, that every year you're going to go out and get a guy that may not happen every year. You know what I'm saying? It's luckily they've
Right.
been able to do it for 3 straight years.
They are, and I think they're going to end up with another high school quarterback in this class, because that's the one thing you have to do consistently. Is even if you're not playing high school guys, you still got to bring in bodies, because you don't know who's going to leave via the transfer portal. And so for the people who are like, oh, what do they do? What if these guys transfer out? What if Darian Coleman doesn't want to sit around more than a year? I'm like, dude, you always recruit the position no matter what. And that's the one thing Mario does. He's got his board. He sits there. He does the math. Hey, this guy could leave. This guy could leave. We need to have somebody ready to go. And so I think they do a pretty good job of planning everything out. Maybe one of the best jobs in the country of any program in college football. So they will find a quarterback. They don't have one right now. I know they went in hard after Trent Seaborn, a kid out of Alabama who's a 4-star. He ended up committing to Alabama. And there's other guys out there that they're interested in. So they'll eventually land a quarterback in this class. But I think you're right. I think, for the future, guys like Luke Nickel got to see the field this year. Darian Coleman needs a couple opportunities to get on the field this year so that they feel a part of the program.
Yeah, definitely. It would be nice. I would like to see a guy stay here for 2 years or 3. I know 3 might be a little too much to ask, but at least 2 years where he, you kind of have a lot some continuity from one season to another, because
Yep.
it would be nice, man. It's stuff that we used to experience back in the day with Erickson and with Walsh and with Dorsey and all those guys. They weren't one-hit wonders, they were here for a few years. So it was really cool to have a little bit of that stability,
There was a really unique stat that I heard the other day. Of the 11 playoff games that were played, do you know how many of them were won by transfer quarterbacks? And
9?
not homegrown products? 10.
9?
10 out of the 11 were won
Yeah.
by transfer quarterback. So that shows you the state of college football, right? That so many people are just ultimately doing what Miami's doing. It's not just Miami. I mean, look, this is the 3rd straight year Indiana has signed a transfer quarterback.
right?
And had a one and done situation. So it's just the way some of the models are working. And if you can pull it off every single year, good for you. But it's just like you said, it's risky. And obviously Miami had the 11th hour pickup of Mensah, which was great. But at some point, you do have to have somebody within your own walls who you can put in there.
So Georgia Tech got the little Mendoza brother. Is he
correct?
Is he any good?
Yeah, elite runner. I think he fits what that offensive scheme really likes about their quarterbacks, right? You look at Haynes King last year and how many yards he ran for. It wasn't just what he did with his arm and mobile type guys that are dual threats. So I think he's going to have success. I know people were like, oh, he's not as good as his brother and the older Mendoza's, of course, it doesn't mean he's going to be just like his brother and become a number one pick. But I think he's without question talented enough to have success at Georgia Tech and lead them to some wins.
Folks, if you want to enjoy some great food, visit our friends at the Big Cheese. Go to bigcheesemiami.com. You can also visit them. They're 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. They can deliver. You can pick up 305-662-6855. From the garlic rolls to start off, to the pizza, to the lasagna, the baked ziti, the fried mozzarella, whatever it is that you go to enjoy, you're going to love the food there at Big Cheese. And tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you there at the Big Cheese. Manny, what do you got going on in the athletics so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yep, they can go read my winners and losers of the transfer portal story, where we talk about some of the other teams that had really good offseason pickups. And we're going to have a lot more content in the weeks and months ahead. Obviously, we got a busy offseason in terms of just producing content for people to read. And so we'll be diving into every single team. That's my plan. I do my own thorough breakdowns of rosters and position rooms across all the FBS teams. So you can look forward to that kind of stuff from myself, from Sam Kahn and Antonio Morales, all the guys who were part of our roster building team.
All right, and follow him on Twitter, like I and many others do, at Manny_Navarro. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay warm.
All right, brother. You too. Take care.
Got it. There you go. Manny Navarro with our BigCheeseMiami.com NIL and recruiting report.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Rod, welcome back, folks. Appreciate you all out there as always. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. Very, very important. Also, hit the notification bell. You can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. You can send in your questions, comments, and insults, all kinds of good stuff. NorCal is checking in, working out. Let's see what else. I see James Vivinetti not happy with Hackett. That's a disaster. We shall see, right? What else? Todd says, I bet we're going to see Justin Fields in Miami. Hafley saw Fields at his best at Ohio State. Coaches are running first guys. It's Woody Hayes. Run the clock time in Miami. I hope not, because that would be a joke to get Justin Fields. He sucks. He can only run. He can't throw. Christopher is in the house. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Let's see. Gus says former Texans assistant offensive line coach Zach Yesner is new offensive line coach. Yep. We'll see if he's any good. Vivinetti says, I'm with you. Big O, fix both lines, then get a QB in 27. We could have the first pick of the draft in 27. Havana Lou says, Big O, if Miami is a bad place for a young QB, why did Sully hire Hackett? I understand he's hiring his own, but come on. First of all, dude, Havana Lou, bro, learn what I'm saying. I never said that Miami is a bad place for a young QB. I said right now, this year is a bad time to add a young quarterback. Not that Miami is a bad place for a young quarterback, because that makes it general. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that right now for the transition, with all the shit that's going to happen this year and how bad the team is going to be, the last thing you need is to spend big money on a free agent quarterback, a young guy that's green as hell still, and put him in this situation. That's all I'm saying. And it's just not the place for it right now. You're better off getting some kind of a veteran to help you out with the hell that's going to go on the first year, maybe two, and maybe in the second year you can invest in a young quarterback at a high pick, or this year is not the draft for it anyways. And you're at 11, so it's not even worth talking about it. But my point is, it's not that Miami is a bad place for young quarterbacks. Make sure, because some of you hear one thing and then you go running off with it. Oh, O says that Miami's a bad place for young quarterbacks. Never said that. Just said that this year, it's not a good time for Malik Willis. He's not good enough for this situation. So that's all it is. Okay. Dolphin Dumpy is in the house. I don't know what he wants to calm down about. Delvis says, how is Shador in the Pro Bowl? Who cares about the Pro Bowl, bro? The Pro Bowl's a joke. I don't even watch the Pro Bowl. Screw the Pro Bowl, dude. I don't care about the Pro Bowl. If you watch the Pro Bowl, like, what's wrong with you? To be quite honest, what's wrong with you? What are you watching? Like, you really have no life? The Pro Bowl. Give me a break. True Fin fan, I personally think QB is the last thing Miami needs to worry about at this time. The first stage of a rebuild is tearing down the present, underperforming, overpaid players, and clearing cap. Exactly. And the last thing you need is Malik. If I'm Malik, I go to another. There's so many other places I'd rather go for. At his point in his career, where he's at, it would be disastrous to come here. Okay? It's a bad idea for Malik, and it's a stupid idea for Miami. Okay, let's put it that way. Lenny Pena, I would take a flyer on Taylor Green from Arkansas. That guy has all the tools, maybe available in the third, fourth round. He's 6'6", with a rocket of an arm and can run a project, but worth a shot. Those are guys you take. Mid-round, late-round picks. I don't have a problem with that because you're not forced to play them. You can bring them along slowly, have a veteran there. You know, I love that. I love taking a project in the middle to late rounds. That I'm all with that. But this whole thing about spending high money, $30 million on a quarterback like Malik, or going out and trading up or whatever and giving up that. No, dude. No. This is not the time for it. It's not. Basketball Jones is in the house. Did any writer ask Halfley about what happened against the Bears when the Packers blew 2 fourth-quarter leads in big games? No, they're not going to ask him about that. That's more of a question in Green Bay. You know what I mean? So it's not a big deal. It is what it is. We're going to find out if he can be a head coach. You know? We'll see. This whole thing is all wait and see. Everybody from top to bottom is wait and see. What else? What else do I have here on the chat board? Big O, if not Malik Willis, maybe we should go after Mac Jones or trade for the backup quarterback for Houston, Miles Davis or Davis Miles. It's Davis Mills is what it is, not Miles. Or maybe even Stenham. I don't know who Stenham is. Maybe you just misspelled it and I can't decipher what you're trying to say. Let's see. Big O, you need to go see the movie Send Help with Smoke Show Rachel Adams. Oh yeah, Rachel McAdams. Yeah, she goes crazy on that island because she's got the survival skills and he doesn't and all that. And he was like a shitty boss, and so she's the boss on the island. I've seen the what's it called, the previews for it. Yeah. Taylor Green doesn't have it, guys. Guy makes mental mistakes. Not there. He's an interception machine. Well, that's usually what those guys are. They're usually projects that way. Well, we are enjoying ourselves here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, like we've been doing for 14, 15 years. Something like that. The man, the myth, the legend, that is Larry Schlossberg, is ready to join us here.
Hey.
What's up, baby?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I was looking at weather, and it doesn't look great a lot of places. So I'll take 60 degrees and cloudy all day.
Hey, listen, this is actually good because no humidity, dude.
Yeah.
It's nice. What I'm saying? So we're not getting the cold that they're getting up there. Here's
man. I saw what I mean. I was just looking at weather. Someone was asking me. It's right now. It's 13 degrees in New York.
Right.
The feels like temperature is 1. I'm like, what does 1 feel like? I don't want to know.
my friend this morning sends me a winter advisory.
Wow.
2 degrees.
It's 2 degrees.
2 degrees. All right.
Oh my goodness. But people,
2 degrees.
I guess some people are right now listening in a place where it's colder than 2 degrees.
Yeah. Actually,
and they're saying, man, I wish it was 2.
I'm going to Jacksonville tomorrow morning.
Okay. That's north.
Yes. It's going to be like the 20s over
That's
there.
further from the equator than I want to be.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I'm trying to get to closer to the equator, actually, eventually. By the way, did you get to see that video that I sent you?
Oh, yeah.
How impressive is that Bitcoin mining facility?
It's very, very, very impressive.
I mean, that is crazy, dude. Okay. They're the 18th largest now on NASDAQ.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah. You're going to see a lot of you've seen the run up on gold and silver. Now you're going to see it trickle down, and then you're going to start seeing all those profits flow into Bitcoin eventually. And
you heard it here first.
It'll happen. I'm not worried about it whatsoever, but that's impressive. That video was impressive, I got to say. Although, you know what was funny about that video? Did you notice what was powering the facility?
No. Now I'm trying to recall because I watched it the other day. What was powering the facility?
When they showed on the outside, a whole field of?
Oh, the wind power. Right.
The old man complains about it, but Junior is smart and is using it because you get wind day and night. Solar's only during the day.
Yeah.
Wind is day and night.
Yep.
And so he's got, and let me tell you, that those things require a lot of power.
Oh, yeah.
And so you saw that whole field of it right there. Like he's mining Bitcoin at its cheapest price, because you mine it around 70 to 74,000. Each Bitcoin that you mine, it takes $70 to $74,000 of electricity to mine it.
Okay.
And so then he's also not getting electricity at its cheapest because he's not paying for it.
The wind is free.
Because the wind is free, and he's producing his own. I mean, it's just like
That's
like
next level stuff. I think it's beyond what a lot of people understand.
No, I know that. I know that. I run into that all the time. That's what I run into all the time, that people don't understand, and that's understandable.
Yeah.
Because when anything is new, like, you know how people were with email. Oh yeah, I don't need that. Well, guess what? Now
it's a passing fad.
It's a passing fad.
It's kind of like leasing a car. Nobody understands that either.
Exactly.
They're like, wait a second.
And they don't realize
$60,000. Well, can I lease it for $400 a month?
Right. And the benefits of it.
The answer is yes.
Right.
It's all about your down payment, sir.
Right. It's and the benefits of it, that, like, okay, you pull into the service center, you're covered, for 3 years.
For sure.
All those kind of things that people don't take into. But it's like, I can show you videos of people making fun of credit cards back in the early 70s.
Yeah.
That'll never last, and this and that and all that. And it's just it's all part of life.
Sure.
We'll never fly. We'll never go to the moon.
We did all those things.
The internet. What's the internet's a joke. And now it's everything. Your whole life is the internet. Without the internet,
I remember people saying, I just want a phone to make phone calls. Now now they're talking about how updated the camera is, and
it became phone, and then we could get our scores or our stock updates, and then eventually it became, now we got video, and now we can
now I've got a personal assistant computer in my pocket.
Now it's a computer.
Exactly. This is exciting. So this is an exciting conversation.
You know what Obama called Bitcoin?
I'm not sure.
Do you remember now our conversation?
What did Obama call Bitcoin?
It's like having what? It's like having a bank in your pocket.
Okay. So you got a computer in one pocket and a bank in the other.
And because basically you will be your own bank. Because now, there's all these other things that are coming up that people are with their Bitcoin, they're loaning money to people, and then they're gaining interest, because now you can buy homes, you can buy cars, you can buy all that with Bitcoin now, and now banks are using it as leverage also, because it's property. It's considered property. Now, when the Clarity Act passes, I don't know if you've heard about it. It just passed through the agricultural part of the Senate. Now it goes to the full House of the Senate.
Okay.
And when it passes, it'll go to Trump's desk. When that happens, the $7 trillion of money that's in the money market accounts, they'll start going into investing into risk assets. And Bitcoin will be part of the entire banking system. Banks will eventually, when this Clarity Act passes in the next week or two, because it looks like we're not going to get a shutdown, then banks will be able to absorb Bitcoin and crypto, and they're going to be selling and holding Bitcoin and crypto for people.
Wow.
So that's going to help people transition easier because they're used to the banks holding their money.
Right.
So they'll hold their crypto and their Bitcoin too at the same time. Not like people like me that are ahead of it, that we have our own cold storage wallets and we don't use banks and things like that.
Got it.
So it's kind of because that's where it's next level.
Yeah.
Where it becomes confusing and intimidating.
Right, for sure. So it's integrating. It's becoming
soon. Acura will be accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum for cars.
Okay.
And you're gonna have people buying and putting down payments on cars with Bitcoin. and Ethereum.
We're ready for it. Today.
Oh, it'll happen.
Bring your Bitcoin now and come take an Acura home.
It'll happen eventually. All right, so you've got some ridiculous rates going on right now.
Yeah, there's very, very
like what is going on?
Even on it's crazy the support that they're giving us for even the certified vehicles. If you're interested in a car that's like new to you or it's new to you, but it's barely used. I think we have a 1.49% interest rate on certified pre-owned vehicles right now. If they and that runs through the weekend. I'm not sure if they're going to
the ADX, dude. You've got 1.9% on the 25 ADX.
Yeah, the ADX. Because look, the car's blowing up.
It's a sharp car. It's a new car.
It's an interesting segment. It's the a compact luxury SUV, and quite frankly, they delivered with the product, and it's crushing the segment. Comparing with like a Mercedes GLA or an Audi Q3, what you get for your $1, it's just quite a bit more.
$239 a month,
quite a bit more. And then what, like a payment like that, yeah. So if you want to step up out of say a RAV4, or a Honda HRV, or one of the Korean models, or Volkswagen, whatever it may be, or you want to downsize, you don't need that big SUV anymore. You want something that's sporty, fuel efficient, affordable, easy to park. You got it right here. You got everything, panoramic roof, touch screen, voice command, wireless charging, Apple CarPlay. There's no feature the car doesn't have. I mean, I'd like you to show me a feature the car doesn't have. For the money, I can't find a better deal.
It's such a great
Acura supporting the vehicle strongly. They launched the car last, it was a 2025 launch. Supposed to come out earlier in the year. With everything that was going on in the world, they were not able to get it out as early as they could. So really, the car didn't really show up until about June. So they're full speed ahead with delivering this product and getting them in driveways. And so it's a great opportunity to get into the Acura brand, a luxury car for low dollars, low out of pocket.
I'm with you there. When it comes to 26 models, how are you looking so far with 26?
We're in 26. We've got really everything's here in a 26 model. We've got some of these 25s remaining, like in the example of the ADX, because they built a year's worth of cars, but they didn't get them here till June. So we're still selling 25s. A 26 will look exactly like a 25. It's a brand new model. So the difference is the guy that's driving the 26 is just going to pay more than the lady that's driving the 25.
Of course. Well, look at the TLX Tech. You've only got it for $389 a month, dude. That's like
I've never seen a deal like that on
loaded. Like that's beyond loaded. The TLX Tech.
Oh, the technology in the car, the sport vibe of the vehicle, the car.
Sharp.
I've never seen a deal like this before. There's a lot of money out there. They've got loyalty programs. They've got conquest programs available. Pretty much almost anything you're driving, you get an additional rebate or money back to keep your payment low, down payment assistance, any way you want to look at it, to get you into the Acura brand or back into a new Acura. Maybe your lease isn't even up yet. You don't need to wait. People think they have a lease for 3 or 4 years. They're obligated for 3 or 4 years. That's not the case. with these early out programs, with these conquest and loyalty programs. You could be in a car for 2 years on a 3 or 4 year lease and come get a new one today. There's no reason to wait.
Well, it's like a college NIL player. You could just get out of your deal and get into a new one. I like that.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I like that. I like that. I like that. You can get into a new.
Hey, speaking of college, if you're a college graduate, you get an extra rebate for that too.
Yes. Yeah, and military, by the way.
Military, active military families, Gold Star families.
Always get those
retired
breaks.
military. We support the military, and they got an additional money back rebate for those people. So, man, if you're in college, if you graduated college and you're in the military, and you got an Acura or something else in your driveway, you're stacking up rebates and you're lowering your payment. It's a great time to buy.
Yeah, Mr. Zinn is always looking out for our veterans and for
100%
and for our youngins.
First
getting out of college.
responders, we have special programs for nurses, fire department, law enforcement, military. I mean, you're covered. You got additional money coming back for your service.
You know, Zinn's special. He's a dog guy too. On top of all
Absolutely.
of that, which is
he loves his dog.
Me too. I've got 4 of them. So yes,
4 dogs is quite a bit of dogs. I think. How many? I know 2
bigs and 2 smalls.
Well, 2's company, 3's a crowd, 4 is a pack. I think
4 is a family.
A pack. I think
a pack.
It's a pack
all right.
when you got dogs. It's
all right. We're like bad company.
They travel
we're
in packs.
running with the pack.
Yes. Just like that. Just like the bad.
By the way, did you get any Triumph tickets?
No, I didn't. Where are they playing?
They're playing in Orlando. They just added
That's
a new
close as
show.
they're coming?
No. Here in Hollywood.
Oh, they're gonna play. They're gonna play at the Hard Rock.
I think it's Hollywood or
Hard Rock Live.
Or is it Hollywood or is it West Palm? I don't know.
Oh, they're probably gonna do South Florida.
I got my tickets. I forgot which
they're
one.
Probably gonna do South Florida Amphitheater.
But they just added Orlando.
You know.
And by the way, the girl drummer.
Oh, that's now you're mixing up Rush with Triumph.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. But Triumph, they're adding
3 guys to the band.
3 guys which is great, which is super smart at their age to have it all fill in for them.
Yeah. It's interesting because Phil X, who is an incredible guitar player, he plays with Bon Jovi now. If Bon Jovi's going back, going back on the road
anymore,
but
bro.
My understanding is, I know there was a whole documentary about that. But
you don't. And by the way, he doesn't play enough of his old stuff.
He went. Yeah, he kind of changed lanes.
What's wrong with you,
he
dude?
He kind of
like,
changed
that's
lanes.
Who you are. Like none of your new shit is any good, bro.
Well,
anyway,
that's
whatever.
That's the tough part for like legacy artists. Everybody wants to hear the stuff from the 80s or the 90s or the 70s, and they want to do new stuff. They want to keep moving.
You can do that if it's any good.
Deep Purple put out a great album last year, and Ian Gill is 80.
Right.
I mean, and they got a great guitar player too. Simon McBride, I think is his name, a younger guy, maybe in his 40s. The guy's an animal. But back to Phil X, another animal. The guy plays incredibly well. He's been playing guitar for Bon Jovi now, but he's played with a bunch of people. He's done a lot of session work. He's been on a lot of records. But he played in Triumph when Rick Emmett left, back when Triumph was still Triumph and they were splitting their ways. He was the singer guitarist for Triumph back then. He's joining the band again. So he and Rick Emmett together. Yeah. So 2 incredible guitar players. So that ought to be and then they're bringing another drummer who also plays keyboard. So now they can do their keyboard parts.
Right.
And Gil Moore, who sang maybe 30-40% of the stuff, can get out in front of the band and have another guy play drums. Like you said, no one's getting younger. So it should be pretty exciting to see that show.
He sings my favorite Triumph song, Young Enough to Cry. Do you know that song it's from the What a Game album.
Okay.
And if you dude,
I'm gonna YouTube
Young
it
Enough
after
to
we
Cry,
get off the air.
It is a bluesy ass rock song.
Yeah,
and it is just like awesome. It's an under the radar Triumph song because you've got to be a hardcore Triumph.
Yeah, you're
fan
a deep track Triumph kind of
Oh,
guy.
I love Triumph top to bottom. I saw them twice back in the day.
They had those big arena songs, Fight the Good Fight and all that.
Rock and Roll Machine, all that stuff.
Lay It on the Line.
Lay It on the Line.
Those were the big songs that everybody got up and sang. And again, great
Never
guitar playing,
Surrender,
great singing.
Magic Power.
Yeah, Magic Power, another big anthem.
Magic Power was
a lot
good,
of stuff.
dude.
I think it's kind of forgotten.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool they're coming back.
Yeah, they're one of those bands like UFO that I don't think they ever really got appreciated.
UFO was big in the UK. They never really blew up as big in the US.
Yeah, Triumph had success here, but still not to the level of what they should have been. And it's just like UFO. UFO should have been.
That Strangers in the Night record is one of the greatest live records of all time.
Or what is it? Oh, Orlando and Tampa are they playing? That's what it is.
That's where Triumph is?
Yeah,
okay.
So Tampa.
All right. Okay. All right. You have to be a member of the credit union to see the show?
That's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see if I get the tickets to go to Orlando also.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. I mean, I got to look into getting tickets. I'm not sure. My schedule's tough for traveling for a show, but I'll see if I can make it work.
What's the Tampa one? What day of the week is it? Those two. What are they? Do you know? Because that makes a big difference for Larry. Because it might be, what's the one off day you have? What is it, like a Tuesday or some shit?
I'm off on Sundays.
Oh, Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I thought it would be like a weekday or something.
It's tough in the middle of the week to get, get somewhere and out of town.
Oh, but if it's Sunday, you might have a chance.
If it was a Friday or a Saturday. Wow. What do you know about that?
Which one is that one?
That's the Tampa show.
Oh, that's my show. We can go together, man.
All right. Well, let me look into this. Let me see
Okay.
how I can.
I'm going to the
make
Tampa
this
one.
work.
So if you want, we can go. We can go to Burns Steakhouse too.
Oh yeah, world's famous. I haven't been there in a long time.
You have been.
I have been, but now
Okay.
it's been a while. I haven't been in Tampa in a long time.
Okay. Well, I mean, to me, it's a requirement when you go to Tampa.
You got to go to Burns.
You got to have a steak, bro. You got to have a steak. The one's on a Friday. Okay. Chateaubriand.
April in Orlando, and then the end of May in Tampa.
Yeah, they just added the
That's
Orlando.
kind of weird scheduling, man.
Because they just
They need
because they had so much demand.
Yeah.
They
They're
started adding a
bouncing around.
second wave. You know, Rush is going to do that shit.
Oh, yeah,
too.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
already
yeah.
talking about new music.
for sure. Oh wow, music.
They already mentioned. Getty goes, it'd be interesting to see Nita or what's
Nita,
her,
I think her
something
name
like
is.
that.
I can't remember
to
the last
see
name.
how she can write music with us.
Right.
So they're already thinking, and I'm happy for them, dude.
Yeah, they just want to get, look, you're a musician, like we talked about, playing new stuff or writing new songs. You don't want to stop doing what you love,
No, dude.
Of
course not.
And
you love doing what you do,
absolutely
providing great cars for people and great deals. I love what I do. Sean does. We've been doing this for 30-something years. Musicians they're no different.
Yeah, you want to keep creating. You want, stay green and growing, right? As you get old and stale.
Yeah, and by the way, you're keeping Pert's legacy alive at the same time.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
So I think that's important too.
That's cool. It's also be interesting because he was the lyricist,
right? Yeah.
So now where's that void getting filled? Unless there's lyrics they found that they're going to write music to.
They could. I hope they do.
That would be cool.
I hope they do what the Who does when they tour at times. That in one of the songs they'll have John playing on video.
Yeah. I just saw them the last tour when they were just here,
and
they had a bunch of old video of Keith Moon and John Entwistle behind.
Right. No, but I mean, they'll literally have John playing in the middle of the song, like they'll have the video of him playing the same song at the same time, like he's contributing at the same time. And I hope they do that a little bit with Neil.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a big portion of the show honoring him.
Yeah. Where she and Neil can play together. Who's the one that does that also now, that they play with somebody that was passed and they go back and forth with that person on video and live like that? It's somebody that I forgot who it is, but that's a really, really cool thing. All right. So we're at the end of the month.
Yeah. So
let's go.
It's really all about now. I mean, we got quotas to hit. If you want to take advantage of us, you waited,
today,
tomorrow.
Read
the book, the best time to buy. It's the last day of the month. Well, second to last day of the month is just as good. It's Friday. We got all hands on deck. We got bank reps here. We've got all the business offices open. We've got inventories lined up and ready to go. So we're here for you. Got a great selection of pre-owned vehicles. We just sold this nice red Jeep over here. Beautiful Wrangler.
By the way, we didn't talk about that. But because I always talk about how the lot is always overflowing with cars because you always have more cars than you have parking spaces.
Yep.
But that's also because your certified pre-owned vehicles are just like a great selection.
Well, absolutely. We got a lot of vehicles. I mean, if you're interested in a certified pre-owned vehicle, an Acura, the program is better than probably the best because you get 6 years, 100,000 miles of full factory, zero deductible warranty. You get a year of service included with that. That's no additional cost. Whatever you paid for the car, that comes along with it. That's just it. Now they also offer these, again, 1%, 1.49% interest rates for, I think, 60 months on the certified cars right now. So the deal's better than you're saving thousands.
Right.
You're getting a better warranty. Look, I got a 2025 here with 6,000 miles. It looks just like the 26, except you're saving thousands of dollars and you actually have a better, longer factory warranty because you got a 4-year 50 on a new car. You get a 6-year 100 on the certified car.
By the way,
so you do the math.
I talk all the time about my wife still has the RDX that's
going
into its 16th
And like
year.
I said, with customers like her, we'd be out of business if we had more because she buys a car once every 16 years.
And that was the car she bought.
There you go. She bought a certified car.
She bought a certified car. That car had about 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it. I remember when she bought it.
You get a car. It's new. It looks like the new one. It's the new one.
Right.
It's already been broken in. It's already had its first service. Its tires are rotated. It's ready to rock and roll. And again, a longer warranty than you get on a brand new one. No additional cost. So there's a way to save money. But we got all kinds of cars here because we're seeing people trade in like everything. From BMWs, Ford trucks. Like I said, we just sold this beautiful convertible Wrangler over here. Mercedes-Benz we sold last night, a GLS, a big, beautiful SUV. Buy $100,000 car new. I mean, people are trading them in. We're finding them through our other sources. We go online auctions. We do all kinds of sourcing to get the right kind of cars here to fit the customer's needs. So you want to come see a big selection of cars, or you're considering an Acura or maybe a Lexus or maybe a Mercedes. Well, I probably have the Lexus and the Mercedes right here you're interested in to compare right here in one spot. And I got, like I said, all kinds of lenders here for all kinds of credit. We're ready to get you finance if you need, if you want. I'll give you options for leasing. We're here to help. We're here to help get the car you want and start 2026 in your new ride.
And we are going to get a new ride in 2026. By the way, the Trumper just announced that Kevin Warsh is going to be his new next Fed chair. That guy's going to cut rates like crazy. That's when I get my bull run. That's when she gets her new car.
All right. Everything's going to be great.
I'm waiting for that bull run,
rates
bro.
go down.
That's it. They're going to
people
cut
start
rates.
spending money, credit cards, buying houses. Everything's going to start happening.
Powell's killing us for not lowering the damn rates. Anyway, get on out here, 15601 Pines Boulevard, baby. Take advantage here at Acura Pembroke Pines. Come see my guy, Larry Schlossberg.
Yep, we'll be here all day and night.
Take care of you. And by the way, if you own or lease a vehicle, Mike Chen and Jordan Ferber do awesome work.
Our service department's open till 8 o'clock during the week, 7:30 in the morning. We have loaner vehicles we can provide for you, and if need be, we got a great lounge to hang out.
Oh yeah,
Starbucks coffee. We got a cafe if you want a smoothie or a sandwich or something.
A
pastelito, Cuban coffee, whatever.
Right.
Cafe con leche
and complimentary water too.
We get all the water you can drink, all the coffee you can drink. And free Wi-Fi. What do you know about that for your smartphone? You can watch your stocks.
All right, get your Triumph tickets so we can
get your Triumph tickets.
Hey, by the way, when are this Doors Alive next performance?
Doors Alive, we're transitioning again, and I mean that in a traditional way. We're actually auditioning keyboard players, so we have a bunch of dates coming, but firmed up starting in March.
Okay, cool.
So we'll keep you posted on that.
I'll be rocking with you. All right, my man.
All right, thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
There you go.
Peace and love, everyone.
Larry Schlossberg. Come see him out here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. That's it. Driving and dancing pleasure. Later, baby. All right. Good stuff with Larry, man. As always. Appreciate it. Let's see. Jermaine says, I just found out the Dolphins hired Nathaniel Hackett. Bro, we as fans of the team are so cooked. Yeah. The title of the show today is, we have to admit that this Dolphin staff isn't a sexy one. And listen, I get it. Fans will have their moments. You know, I used to when at the beginning of last season or throughout the off season, I told you guys, hey, you know, I assessed everything that went on the off season. I told you this is not going to be a good season. It's going to be a bad season. So some people started to kind of get onto that theme a little bit. And then when it happened, you know, the Dolphin fan that can't handle reality, they start saying, well, you know, everybody thinks we're going to be bad, so maybe we'll be good this year. No, you're going to be bad because that's what logic tells you. You know what I'm saying? And so when we look at this staff, you have to understand that he's a first-year coach. He's an unproven head coach. So when it's a John Harbaugh, when it's a Kevin Stefanski, when it's a Mike McCarthy, they're going to be able to build better staffs because they have people that already trust them, that know them, they've had success with them. And so there's a track record, and that's very important in this business. So now we are watching that half is really kind of building a staff that you can question, that you wonder, like Nathaniel Hackett. That's kind of higher that, yeah, you know, losing Butch Berry is sucks because he's a very good offensive line coach, and we've seen it. We've watched it. We've witnessed it. And before Butch, we saw a lot of bad offensive line coaches, a lot of them. And listen, just Flo alone brought a lot of bad offensive line coaches. This is not a sexy staff. Will it be a good staff? I have no idea. I have no idea. None whatsoever. But I can tell you, at least right now, I'm not excited by the staff. And Half can only do so much, even if he is a good coach, a head coach. I don't know if he's a good head coach. And that's the one thing that when I start to look at what this staff is, you know, Slowick has had some success, but he's not like this proven offensive coordinator. Like when I go back and look at Dave Wanstead, and I see that he brought on, you know, North Turner, and he brought, oh God, what's his name? That we had him here under Flo for 1 year, and he had to get the hell out of here. God, what's his name now? I'm brain farting. But he had like a few really good offensive coordinators. He had good defensive coordinators. He had like he actually brought in good assistant coaches, you know, overall. And so when you look at what I've seen with other coaches that have come here over the years, especially young coaches and new coaches, their staffs early on are very questionable. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of young coaches struggle to have success, because they can't build a staff. You cannot do it by yourself. You cannot. You know? So, yes, Chan Gailey. Thank you, Ritter. Chan Gailey is the name. And so it's just, this is one of the things that as Dolphin fans, we've been dealing with incompetence for a long time. We don't know if they hired competence. I have some hope for Sully, only because I know his dad, not like personally, but I'm just saying, like I covered his dad, got to deal with his dad, and his dad is an excellent coach. So if he passed anything on to his son's going to be pretty good. Okay, that's all I can tell you. If he has half of Jerry Sullivan's work ethic and skills and is half as good a GM as his dad is a receivers coach, because I think Jerry Sullivan is a fantastic receivers coach, to be quite honest, then we got a shot. But everything else, I don't know. Everything else, I don't know. I'm just kind of like questioning it. We'll see. And that's the other thing. Can Sullivan identify the right head coach? We'll find out. We're going to find out about all of this stuff. But right now, as it stands, we have to admit that this Dolphin staff isn't a sexy one. And if anything, a young coach needs a great staff to start off the turnover of a franchise and establishing a culture. We'll find out. All right. Anthony Kyle Campos says, big favor, Big O. When you're outside during the shows, can you tell the plane, when the plane passes by? Tradition now. Well, I don't know. I mean, once in a while we see a plane. Not this time. So far, we haven't seen a lot of planes. Oh, did you see what happened in West Palm Beach? Oh, there's this neighborhood now that is getting bombarded with planes. And why is it getting bombarded with planes now? And it's like it's all 24 hours a day. It's at times during the day, it's like every 11 seconds there's a plane going right over their neighborhood. Why? They have rerouted all flights over Mar-a-Lago, where Trump is at. In the first term, they only did it when he would be there. Now it's permanent. So now no flights fly directly into West Palm, because Mar-a-Lago is like lined up pretty much with the airport. So now they're coming off to the left, which is now affecting certain neighborhoods in the West Palm area. And they're like, they had like hundreds and hundreds of complaints and all that kind of stuff because all the planes have been rerouted. So, yeah. And I kind of understand. Anywhere where the president is, you just can't have traffic going all over the place. It's just, that opens you up for a lot of other crap. So, yeah, I get it. Oh, man. Feel bad for those people. Let's see. What else? Think Blue Dodger says, I hope you all good through that cold. Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope everybody out there is all right. We'll see. We'll get to feel it this weekend ourselves. Actually, the real cold. Big O, do you think Weaver could be the Browns defensive coordinator? I don't know, bro. I have no idea, Kosa. Zero clue, my man. I have no insight there whatsoever. I'm hoping he becomes Arizona's head coach. That's what I'm hoping. Okay? Because I want my team to get 2 third-rounders. Would be really cool. Sexy has never helped us in the past, unfortunately. Well, nothing helps. Okay? So the fact that it's not sexy doesn't help either. All right? Sexy or unsexy, nothing's worked. I just would like something that would be a little sexy. That's all. Big O, I meant Stedham, the backup quarterback. Oh, from the Broncos. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Jarrett Stedham, he's all right. He's a backup. Nathaniel Hackett has failed everywhere else he's been. Why are they bringing this guy in? Like I told you, I don't think Hafley has a long Rolodex of people to sign. He's a young coach. He's a first-time head coach. He's going to have to prove it himself right now with this staff and overcome a bunch of stuff so he can convince people around the league that he's the real deal and he's going to be here long-term. That's what Butch Berry said. Butch Berry goes, well, this is a whole new thing. I'm not going to be a part of something new. Let me go over to Harbaugh, because John Harbaugh will probably be there longer than most of these guys. So I'll go work for John Harbaugh and Mike McDaniel. And that's kind of what happened. Because if you're the Dolphins, don't you want to keep Butch Berry? If you're Half, don't you want to keep Butch Berry? He's one of the best offensive line coaches out there. The guy you got is probably not going to be better than Butch Berry. I'm just gonna go out on a limb on that one. We'll see. Again, all of it is unproven, but man, it's not sexy. Not sexy at all. Jermaine goes, Slowick and Hackett are 2 guys that no one else wanted, but our GM and coach thought it was a good idea to hire them. We shall see. We shall see what we shall see. Did you see the latest rumor on Giannis? Yeah, but it's not Heat related, thank God. They say that the lead dog is the Golden State Warriors. You saw the package, huh? Because Jimmy Butler is just a throw-in at this point to fill in salary since he's out for ACL. God, it's so predictable that this guy was going to blow out his knee and just be out and be a sack of injuries, and you would pay all that money for nothing. I knew this whole Golden State Warriors thing wouldn't be nothing. Anyway, so the Warriors are so desperate now that they want to trade all their first-round picks that they have, the 4 in 29, 30, 31, and 32, along with Jimmy Butler and Jonathan Kuminga. That is funny, dude. That is hilarious. And Jimmy doesn't care because he never has cared. All he wants to do is get paid. He's going to sit out all of next year anyways, getting paid. And then he'll come back and loaf around for the final year, get paid another $60 million, and walk away. And that's it. That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about anything else. That guy doesn't give a shit about anybody. He only cares about himself and his money. That's it. He is very Carmelo Anthony when it's all said and done. Very Carmelo Anthony. But it's just funny that, well, you'll end up for your 2 years in Milwaukee now. Exactly. I love it. Sure, you get your money, but guess what? You're stuck in Milwaukee now, so screw you, bro.
It's like what you said about Belichick.
Karma. Yes. Karma is a beautiful thing. You want your money? There you go, bro. You're going to get your money, but you're also going to end up in Milwaukee. Now, I know San Francisco isn't what it was when I was living there back in the late 90s. It's kind of crappy nowadays, but it's still better than Milwaukee. Okay. Sorry about that, Milwaukee, but
Milwaukee in the winter.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, dude. Milwaukee in the winter. Yeah. Yeah. That is terrible. So did you see Sha'Carri? Huh? Oh, you didn't see what happened to her now? She got arrested. Yeah. Sha'Carri Richardson, as you know, she's a track star. Well, she got arrested for speeding. The fastest woman in the world was pulled over and arrested Thursday after Orange County deputies say she was going 104 miles on State Road 429 near Stony Brook Parkway. Let me tell you something. She's lucky. She's lucky because it's a bigger, no, she's not. She got arrested. No, isn't it over 90, 100? That's why you get arrested. Now, what happens to her in court now? Because in Florida, when you get arrested for over 90, 100 miles an hour, it's quittance for you, supposedly. I don't know. We'll see. Now, she has money. We don't. We go through different parts of the world than rich people do. As you all know, she was booked into the Orange County jail and being charged with dangerous excessive speeding of 100 miles an hour or more, according to the arrest report. Richardson posted the $500 bond and was released from jail. Now, here's my problem with all of this. She's a sprinter. She's supposed to be speeding. Come on. So it's in her DNA. You can't blame Sha'Carri for flooring it. The woman's used to speeding. That's her thing. Gotta love it, bro. Speeding. No, but seriously, in Florida, you're screwed now. 100 miles an hour. They changed the laws. You get arrested right away, which she did, because you used to just get a ticket. Now you get arrested, but I wonder what happens in court now. What do they do to you in court when they catch you? Because if they arrest you right away, I wonder if there's some kind of a penalty also that comes with it automatically for doing that. Is there anything?
I'm on something that says the California Vehicle Code.
No, Florida.
Oh, I thought. Where's she at?
Claremont, Florida.
Oh, she's in Florida. Oh,
Yeah.
County, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Claremont, Florida. Track star. Yeah, Orange County.
Oh, Orange County. I was thinking you were
California. Yeah. You were thinking California.
Yeah,
no, that's right. But that's what I'm saying, that here in Florida, it's a little different when you get busted over 90, 100 miles an hour. It's like it's It's a serious. That's why she got arrested.
Yeah.
They used to not arrest you.
That's why I was kind of off. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, not in California. They don't arrest you for nothing.
No, I was going to say, I was like, wait a minute.
You can steal $1,000 in California. And they're like, yeah, have fun.
So apparently this was from July of 2025, which is the new law when it went into thing. It says the House Bill 351 creates a new criminal offense, dangerous excessive speeding, for anyone exceeding the speed limit by 50 miles per hour or more, or driving 100 miles per hour or more in a reckless manner. Anyone convicted of dangerous excessive speeding can face a $500 fine and up to 30 days in jail or both.
She'll get the $500 fine, but she won't get no jail.
Second or subsequent offenses mean up to 90 days in jail and a fine of $100,000 or both. And then anyone caught doing it again within 5 years after prior conviction will have their driver's license revoked.
Well, Sha'Carri's got enough cash
6
that
months.
maybe the third time is the one that'll really hurt her. She gets escaped by the first and second. Not you and me.
No.
You and me don't do that, okay? We're screwed. We don't have money. We're not famous. We don't have any power. But she's got power. She'll be able to get away. But she's a sprinter. She should have gotten out of the car and said, yo, I'm the fastest woman in the world. I got to drive like the fastest woman in the world. And then the cops say, that makes sense. Have a great day. That's all it is. If we can pick up Trinidad Chambliss in the second round, maybe if he falls to the third, I wouldn't mind getting him, even though he's short and he's got a rocket arm, big-time potential. What do you think? No. Let's see. NorCal. Why Sha'Carri gets a pass, but Tyreek doesn't. They both race track stars. I'm telling you. Although Tyreek was just stupid. He could have gotten away that day at the stadium. He's just a moron. Tyreek has got a great personality when he wants to show it, right? He's very outgoing. If that day, I've talked about this already. This is why the cop's a total dirtbag. Don't get me wrong, okay? You know, that cop should be jailed and shouldn't be a cop, okay? First of all. But having said all that day, if Tyreek has awareness and he goes, oh shit, dude, I'm speeding in a game day. School zone, game day, concerts, you don't do 60 miles an hour anywhere. You just don't do that. So if you get pulled over, you can't have an attitude about it or anything. If Tyreek lowers the window, maybe even opens the door, gets out and says, sir, I'm really sorry about that. I'm just so pumped up about playing today, for the Dolphins that, I'm really excited to get in there and get on the field. I'm really sorry I was speeding. And that's it. He diffuses the whole thing instead of, just cracking the window and just whatever, and just treating the guy like he's a nothing. And that's where you ended up. And then obviously the guy's an asshole. And so now you're treating an asshole like a nothing. And then the asshole gets out of control. And then it is what it is. And you have this situation. But he easily could have diffused it by being cordial, by being, honest about the whole situation right from the get. I'm so sorry. I was excited. I was speeding. That's my fault. I shouldn't be doing that. I play for the Dolphins. I should set an example. I'm just excited. I want to go play today. Sorry, officer. Here you go. I understand if, you give me a violation for this. And that's it. And right away, the officer is going to go, okay, well, at least this guy's not an asshole. Like the asshole this past weekend that commits the penalty and then goes to the sideline and then and then his teammates tell him, yo, and he's like fighting it. Woland or what is it? Rolled up a Wooly, and I watched Columbo. What? Tyreek Woolen. Yeah, that idiot. Like that. Those are people that you can't reach. And so, to me, Tyreek could have diffused it himself right away. I'm not excusing the cop, but I'm not excusing Tyreek either for being an asshole in many ways, speeding and lack of awareness and not treating people like, officers or, People like that, people that are public service, our teachers, our officers, treat them with kindness, dude. You know what I mean? You can't control them when they're assholes anyway. So you're not going to win that fight. Obviously, you didn't win that fight. And who knows if he really got more injured that day on his wrist or not. So you just brought on more crap to yourself. No reason. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, you know what? Let me do a little music. Always love doing a little musica. All right. Let's start off with musicians born on this date, the 30th of January. Okay. We're a little slow here. Here we go. Jody Watley. She's looking for a new love. Born in 1961. And a little Shalimar. Second time around. All right. Phil Collins. Wow. Jody Watley, 61. Phil Collins in 51. We are starting off strong, dude. Let's see who else. William King, singer with the Commodores. Born in 1949. Steve Marriott, singer, songwriter with Small Faces. This is a hell of a list, man. Marty Ballin. Wow. Former lead singer of Jefferson Airplane. Not Starship, but Airplane. Mickey Thomas was the lead singer of Jefferson Starship. But then Marty Ballin went on his own and went solo and had a song called Hearts. Very good song, by the way. Marty Ballin, Hearts. Check it out. Grab your loved one. Tight. Let's see who else is celebrating birthdays. That's it. It's a short list, but it was a strong list, I got to say. All right, let's start off with other famous people born on this date on the 30th. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they have passed away. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd president of the United States, was born in 1882. Actor Gene Hackman, born in 1930. Actress Vanessa Redgrave, born in 37. She is 89 today. Bless her. Let's see. Former U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney, born in 41. Let's see. Who else? Actor Charles Dutton, born in 51. He's 75. Golf Hall of Famer Curtis Strange, 55. He's 71. World Golf Hall of Famer Payne Stewart, born in 57. Comedian actor Brett Butler, born in 58. He's 68. Actor Christian Bale, born in 74. He's 52 today. Actor Wilmer Valderrama, born in 80. He's 46. Musician Kid Cudi, born in 84. He's 42. Actress Isa Gonzalez, born in 90, 36. Actress Danielle Campbell, born in 95, 31. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date, sir?
Yes, sir, we do. Art Thomas was born on this date in 1924. Drake Maverick turns 43. Minnie Psycho Clown is 41. Nino Hamburguesa, said that wrong, I'm sure, is
Hamburguesa.
30.
You got a hamburger?
And Becky Lynch, celebrating her birthday in Saudi Arabia, getting ready for the Royal Rumble tomorrow. She turns 39 on January 30th, 2000.
I had no idea
26.
that the hamburger was a wrestler.
Oh, yeah, there's Nino, there's Nina, there's Minnie.
And the Pinta and the Santa Maria?
Name it all.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. It's all there. All right. Now you're asking, all right, what happened today in music history? I'll tell you what's going to happen in music history on Sunday. I'll be in Jacksonville freezing my ass off to see John Waite. That's what's going to happen. All right, let's do it. We start off in 71. Janis Joplin released her most successful single, Me and Bobby McGee, as she had died the previous October of an overdose. The song was written by Chris Christopherson and Fred Foster and was originally performed by Roger Miller. In 75, the Bee Gees began recording Jive Talkin', which became their second U.S. single chart topper and number 5 UK hit. In 78, Journey released her fourth studio album, Infinity. It features the singles Wheel in the Sky Keeps on Turning, Feeling That Way, Ooh, Anytime, and Lights. Let's see what else. In 88, Tiffany was number 1 on the UK charts with I Think We're Alone Now. The singer's only UK number 1 single. In the US, it peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song had been a hit for Tommy James and the Shondells in 67. In 89, I love this album, New Order released Technique. Features the singles Fine Time, Round and Round. It was the group's first number 1 album in the UK. It's a great album. Great album. Let's see what else. In 95, Simple Minds released their 10th studio album, Good News from the Next World, and it features She's a River. In 96, Ministry released their 6th studio album, Filth Pig. It features the singles The Fall, Lay Lady Lay, Reload, and Brick Windows. In, 2013, Mick Jagger was named the most stylish rock star of all time by Lifestyle website Complex. Jagger led its top 50 list ahead of Prince, David Bowie, Kurt Cobain. Stylish Cobain? Sid Vicious? Stylish? Keith Richards? Stylish? Are these people on drugs? I mean, I get Prince. I get David Bowie. I can even understand a little Mick Jagger to a certain extent. Kurt Cobain? Stylish? Rest in peace, but there was nothing stylish about Kurt Cobain or Sid Vicious or Keith Richards. Some dopehead style. Complex stated that even today he wears silk scarves and suits and more rackish appeal than most men, and he's pushing 70. Jagger is now 82. Let's see. In 2016, David Bowie's Black Star album hit number 1 in America 20 days after his death. It was Bowie's first number 1 album in the States, which makes no sense. How is Scary Monsters not up there? That was such a great album. That had potential to be number 1. All right, let's see if there's any birthdays that weren't mentioned on that short list. And no, there isn't. Nope. It says comedian, actor, rapper, and internet personality Andy Milonakis is 50. I don't know who the hell that guy is, but maybe somebody out there does. So there you go. Happy birthday. That wasn't on the other list. And not that I even know who the hell that is, but it is what it is. What can I tell you? All right. Big old Tyreek Hill does DJ sets now. Opens with John Summit. Where are you? Yep, I saw it and don't really care. Let's see. Right tariffs bad. Let others give it up the ass to America. Smart. Yeah, tariffs burn us, dude. I get you're a party zombie or whatever. I got a buddy of mine that's a hardcore Trumper, and I always have fun with him because usually they're so uninformed. It's amazing, So I sent him the video of Trump's son, who has a Bitcoin mining facility in Texas. That they're now the 18th largest Bitcoin mining facility on NASDAQ. Okay, and it's like $1.5 billion, and it's got thousands of miners and all that. So I sent him the video, and And then I go to him, hey, did you see what was powering the facility? Because he repeats everything the orange man says. And he goes, and he goes, no, I didn't notice. And I go, there's a field of windmills. I go, your buddy doesn't like windmills. How come his son's using it? Well, his son is probably stupid. Nah, his son's the one that got him into Bitcoin, dude. I told him, why do you think Trump was talking about Bitcoin? Because of his son, dude. Anyway, when you're in the cult, it's a difficult thing being in the cult. You can't think for yourself. You just repeat stupid things that other people say that are stupid. Oh my God. I can't even understand some Sean Stanley stylish. Well, that is pure style. Okay. Sean Stanley is all style. All style. Okay. Not Harry Styles, but all style. All right. I'm out of here like Mike Allstott. We thank, of course, Larry Schlossberg. Oh, it'll probably be an afternoon, early evening show on Monday. I have to leave early from Jacksonville to go return the car. So I'm probably going to do an afternoon or an evening show on Monday. You know, I don't think there's much to happen this weekend. This is the dead week. There's more unsexy stuff that they might add or something. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll do something on Monday afternoon, early evening or something. I'll pop in. So that's why I always tell you, put the notification bell. But we will not have a early Monday show. There's no way I will have a Monday show unless there's some breaking news that I have to address or something. Then I'll find a way to pop in. I'll take my equipment just in case, because I always do. But yeah, we will see. Yeah, and Dairy Queen hot dogs too, definitely. Since I'm close to the Panhandle. I mean, you know, I wonder, do they have a Whataburger in Jacksonville? I should hit a Whataburger. You know that if they have it, because I miss Whataburger. What the hell? I know they have it in Tallahassee. I don't know if they have it in Jacksonville. If they have Whataburger in Jacksonville, do they have one? There's a couple. Okay. In Jacksonville? Okay, then that's it. That's all I need to know. I'm definitely going to hit a Whataburger at least. Have one Whataburger. Huh? There's quite a few. I like it. They have branched out. They don't come to damn South Florida. You know, every time I would drive to Mobile, I'd stop. Did you do that with me on any of the drives? Did you drive with me to Mobile? No, only Bill? So Bill, maybe Brandon did it too. Oh, there's 10 in I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. Ponte Vita, yes. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. I'm definitely gonna hit Whataburger. For sure, I'm gonna hit a Whataburger. Damn Skippy. Looking forward to it. I'm going to go pick up my car now, get ready, because I definitely rented a car for the trip. I'm not going to use my car for the trip. Screw that. Got a nice SUV ready to go. So we'll have some fun. We'll put out a video or two of John Waite for the hell of it. Take a pic with Ho Yoon. Take a pic with Ocala Joe. Post all that stuff for you guys. Have some fun. And if any of you, by the way, live in that Jacksonville area, reach out to me on DMs there on Twitter X, whatever the hell it's called, or Instagram or whatever, and reach out to me, because I'll be there over the weekend and we can hook up and meet. So reach out to me there if you live or hang out there in that Jacksonville area, the metro area of Jacksonville, which is ginormous, as we've talked about before on the program. All right, we're out of here. We'll see you on Monday sometime. Don't forget, folks, visit our friends out here at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. We are at the end of the month, and this is when you can get the best deals at the end of the month. So they want to close it out today and tomorrow. So come on out here, and they got some great, great deals going on here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you, Sean. Thanks to David Furones. Thanks to Manny Navarro. We'll see you on Monday. Be safe out there.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.